Thorne, Felicia, Carter, Thursday Night Football on CBS, and Perez Hilton. Eric and Quinn's wedding brought all of them out. Let's talk about it next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's my song, you guys. When you hear that song, you know what that means. It's time for the Bold Breakdown, the Bold and Beautiful After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV, AFTERBUZZTV.com. I am your host, as always, James Lott Jr. You know what I say? As I choke for a second, grab a drink and join me. Of course, we have a lot to talk about this week. There was mainly one big storyline, Forresters. But before we get into them, you know, my lot in Los Angeles, I've been really good for a while, not doing too much, but this time it's back to the food because I was just there recently. There's a place in LA called El Cholo. If you come to LA, there's several locations. It's around, I'm going to show you some pictures of it. From 1923, it's been in business. The original location is the one that I go to on 11th and Western. So it's kind of like mid-city Koreatown area. You go to elcholo.com, but the food is so good. What's funny for me, a little funny story about James Lott Jr. When I was a kid, I used to live not far from there. My parents said we would drive by, like 2 or 3 years old. We'd drive by, I'd see it. If we didn't stop, I'd start crying. That's it. So James would start crying because I wanted to eat the little sticks of butter and the tortillas. That was my favorite thing as a kid. And it's still good today. So it was kind of funny. But El Cholo, elcholo.com. It's ELCHOLO.com. They have some great food, good pricing. And I believe they have several locations in LA. I think one in downtown LA. And I may have one out in Pasadena, I'm not sure. But they're all over the place and they're really good. Hi, you guys are in the chat room. My regulars, Taylor, I see you in there. Jacob Marquez, I see you in there. You guys have stuck with me all day today, as I've done other shows today, of course. It was my 1-year anniversary of the GH Report, and so we're very excited about that. And encouraged to get to 1 year with this one, too. So exciting. And yes, because you guys are so wonderful, I've brought back some clips. You guys like the old clips? So I'll be showing a couple of those in a couple of the segments later on. But let's get started. Monday and Tuesday. So basically this whole week, we're leading up to the wedding of Eric and Quinn. It's a fast wedding. We're leading up to it. But we're also finishing off this whole Bill Brooke thing because they were supposed to get married last week. It's like, oopsie, that wasn't out because RJ came back, and an aged RJ came back and was starting mess. While his half-brother and sister, Stephanie and Thomas, were a little worried that he may stop the proceedings. I just love the whole exchange because Bill was just like, we gotta go. He's like, we gotta go. You can talk to RJ later. We'll walk you through. I think he said, I will walk you through this 20 times in that scene. He's like, but later. He's like, Brooke, we have a catch. Brooke, we gotta go. And Brooke was torn. Now, okay, you guys may not agree with me. I don't know. But suddenly, you know, Brooke's a good mother all of a sudden. You know what? Your son was away from school. He never came home. Because during breaks, he stayed there because he didn't want to be around you people. And now he won't be a good mother. I don't know about that. It's kind of crazy there. But I love that Bill's like, we need to go. We'll talk afterwards. Brooke's like, I just can't leave. I gotta make sure he's heard. And RJ brings up, of course, we all talk about, you married her sister and had a child. Are you crazy? So he's like, I don't care. RJ wants his parents back together. And I just was like, okay. And Brooke was, see, I don't know how they're trying to play Brooke. Does she have feelings for Ridge at all? Because it looks like Ridge has feelings for Brooke. But she's been after Bill for so long. It's like, does she have feelings for Bill? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how they're playing this. But she's like, she really missed her son. She tells RJ, I'll talk to you in a second. But tells Bill, I really missed my son. I need just let me give you some time. Give me some time. Meanwhile, Stephanie and they're like, she just get married now. We need to get Quinn out of it. Stephanie's on a one-woman mission to get Quinn out of the family. She doesn't care about anybody else. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Eric and Quinn are like, oh, let's get married. Let's just get married now. Let's send an email to everybody. An email. I was like, that's so funny. I was like, let's send an email to everybody. Oh, okay, that's how we do it now. But also, Bill, after that, asks Brooke, do you have feelings for Ridge? Again, she says no, but I'm trying to figure out, is she really doesn't? I mean, I'm really confused. You guys can tell me, because you guys, of course, are my co-hosts. Do you feel that Brooke does have feelings for Ridge still? Do you want him to go back down that whole storyline? Do you want a triangle, which Bold and Beautiful is known for their triangles? I'm looking at here, of course. Jacob, I agree with you. I felt bad for Quinn and Eric. Michelle D. Yeah, Brooke did also marry his grandpa. Yeah, no, it's kind of funny when RJ brings that up with Bill, that he married her sister. It's like, yeah, your own family tree on the other side of family is also kind of messed up. Yeah, it's not, yeah, completely messed up. But yeah, Eric was like, screw it. Eric's like, I'm getting married, I don't care. But he did want his family there. And on Tuesday, Brooke tells RJ, we postponed the wedding for a little bit. So for now, we don't have a Brooke and Bill wedding at the moment. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that whole 12.5%. It'll be interesting how that kind of plays out. Even though Bill's like, he's a teenager, teenagers always want their parents back together. And RJ brings up, you always talk about destiny. And you and my dad were destiny. There's a point there. I don't know. Then the emails come out. Rich gets an email from Eric. They're getting married 2 days from now. I'm like, okay, they're going really fast. Eric makes a big point. Eric, this storyline I've really enjoyed because it shows a man later in life who's like, these are the issues I'm going through. He says, this is the last wedding of my life, conceivably, which makes sense. I can't remember how old they're playing Eric, because I'm like, Ridge and them have to be in their 50s, right? So he must be in his 70s. He looks good. John McCook's working it out. But I just think that he makes a good point. Some of the things he says is like, I'm not old and crazy. I found love again. She makes me feel good about myself. And I want to marry her. And this is like my last big wedding I'm probably going to have. So, I mean, it's kind of, Okay, you guys are all in here. Yes. Brooke has feelings for Ridge. Okay, Brooke still has feelings for you. So you guys, Ethel, Rodalie, you guys believe she still has feelings for him. Jacob, Brooke has feelings for all the men in LA. Brooke can't keep it in her pants. She's like a dude. She can't keep it in her pants. She's like, I mean, she loves it. I mean, she's all over the place. Taylor, I'm so sick of Ridge being with everyone. Yeah. So you think he got married too soon, Veronica? It is it's just soaps, of course, when things get accelerated. But I kind of like it in a way. I would love to see Quinn become Mrs. Forrester. It'd be kind of fun. Katie dealt with insecurity with Brooke in their relationship, so turnabout is fair play. It's time for Bill not to feel so safe. That's Michelle D. Okay, Michelle D. Actually, I like Brooke and Bill together. I have no problem with them being together, actually. I mean, I like what they did to Katie when they made it feel like she was crazy, because Katie knew they were seeing each other. When we had Heather Tom on the show, she was like, that's the worst thing they were doing, was that they were making her seem like she was crazy. And Homegirl knew something was going on. She knew something was going on. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. But I don't mind them together. I have no problem with them being together. So, the whole thing about, here's the thing about Steffi and Thomas and RJ. For RJ, he has a reason to be questioning this, because they all don't like Bill and the family. So, because he doesn't know all the details of what's going on with the whole 12.5%, and they keep saying, it's bigger than that, it's bigger than that. I'm like, just tell him. We want him to be still a kid. Well, he's not a kid, he's like 16, so just tell him what's going on. Because that will save a lot of heartache if he knows that this is a ploy to get some money to save the family. Because I'll tell you, I have some feelings about the whole RJ not being at the wedding, and that's another story, and not being a part of it. But for Steffi and Thomas, that isn't their mother. RJ, that's his mother. So for them, it's a purely like business reason. For him, it's an affair of the heart. So I get where RJ's coming from. And they stepped up to Ridge, and he stepped up to Bill. And Bill even said he kind of felt like, I can give him points for being, stepping up to him. Kind of fun. So that was Monday and Tuesday. So we're kind of moving down to where people are finding out about the wedding. So Bill and Brooke right now are kind of on hold. And Eric and Quinn are now heating up. So my first of my segments today, of course, after a lot in LA, is my bold flashback. You guys have been asking for it. You guys have been telling me you love my show, the old clips of things. So since we're talking about RJ, I decided to show part of RJ's birth. This was some years ago. So let's go ahead and show that clip.
That's the way, Brooke. That's the way. Good push. Good push. Come on. You can do it. Come on.
James, I thought this was a family show.
We're showing a birth. Birth is family. It's about life. A life coming into the world. Look at her. Still coming into the world. Set by candles. Like, where'd the candles come from? And the phone's ringing. Like, who's calling her? I don't understand.
Have you left for the hospital yet?
Come on, girl, just do it. It's like her 5th child, so you can have a baby girl. Come on.
You can do it. One more great push.
Come on. Come on. You can do it, Brooke. Come on, you can do it. He's coming. He's crowning. Come on, you can do it. They're all push, Brooke, push.
He's not crying.
I know he's not crying. Come on. Oh, there he is. There you go, Mark. He's crying now. Oh, wait, where's the umbilical cord? He shouldn't be attached.
I just tore it off.
Oh,
Like a paper towel.
Like Bounty. There you go. So, folks, there's RJ's birth. So now that little baby is causing problems today.
What a monster, James.
I know. I love it. Yes, the new RJ's good. I agree with you. I like the new RJ. He's good. You missed the old Ridge. I do too. That's Ron Moss, who played Ridge before now. I mean, he was really good, of course. He's one of the originals. Yes, you're glad RJ stood up to Bill and to yes. He stood up. Yep, there's RJ. So he was born, and I wanted to show that to you guys. It was great. Wherever that actor is now, that baby, maybe he's an actor or something. He knows what he's doing now. Okay, so now we go on to Wednesday. And so now folks have now found out that he's getting married. So the family decides they're going to confront Eric. Thorne returns. Oh, it's always so good to see Thorne. He is back. Rich is like, I spoke to Felicia and Bridget, because I'm like, where are they? What's going on? Zendy says his mom, Kristen, is upset, and it's kind of holding out to see if something's going to go down or not. So that's what they explain Kristen away. They explain Felicia and Bridget. Quinn is trying to get Wyatt's trust, and he's just not finding it. But Ridge brings up a good point. The family's actually united, and they're never united for anything. But then Eric, again, the writing is so good, and Eric really brings up a lot of points. He says, how many second chances have I given each of you? Stephanie, too. You are Forresters. And he brings up a really, really good point. He says, everything you got and want to protect was because of my faith in you. I was like, if there was a microphone, he would have dropped it through on the floor, stepped on it, kicked it down the street. I was like, you guys are trying to save the company. It's his company. You're all working there. You're all trained because of Eric and Stephanie. That's the whole point. So there you have it. Michelle D. Every time James mentions a character we haven't seen in a while, they appear, so maybe Taylor can make an appearance. I know, it's been really weird. I've been mentioning people and they come back. I was like, I don't know if I've had powers or if CBS is watching this, or I don't know, but like, it has been kind of weird. I noticed that too. I've been mentioning characters, so yeah, maybe Taylor will come back too. We want her to come back. Yes. So he brings up good points. Quinn walks in, and she wants everybody just to be there for Eric. She's like, Eric is just really, he really loves them. He wants them around him. He's not crazy. And someone in the chat room just mentioned the whole thing about he might have dementia. He doesn't. He made a choice that they don't like. And it's actually getting on my nerves. It's kind of like, I'm really defending. At first I was like, Eric and Quinn. Now I'm all in. Now I want to see them overcome all obstacles. Because I think Quinn really has changed because Eric is a symbol of status. And that could happen. I really think it can happen. Eric leaves. He has some flashbacks and stuff. And then the family meets at Forrester Creations again. Maya comes in. Give Kendra Mosey some more work, please. I love Maya. Give her some meteor material. Come on. Bring her. Come on. But she's on. But I do like seeing the Forresters together. I like seeing them all united, all different ones, because it's a big family. And they were saying what Eric said about forgiveness does hit home. So the big question that day when it ended was, will we all show up to the wedding? Are we going to boycott it? There you go. Ethel, there's nothing wrong with Eric, period. I know, I agree. Yeah. Veronica, remember what Martin said, that they don't need an umbilical cord as TV? I guess so. There was no umbilical cord. I was like, oh, that baby just came detached. So I have another flashback for you guys. This is actually two of my segments. I mean, make my fingers up. Two of my segments, or is that four? Two of my segments in one. It's the bold bring back, because you guys know I love talking about who should bring back, and the bold other soap roll. Okay, Leslie Kay is the bomb. She can act. Leslie Kay can deliver. She delivered on As the World Turns. She delivered on General Hospital. Homegirl can work it out. And seeing her this week, we're going to talk about her next on Thursday and Friday, was like, yes, she ignites every scene. She was Felicia Forrester, of course. But I'm going to show you a clip from the now defunct As the World Turns, because you guys like seeing the old soaps, where she played Monty Connellan and won an Emmy for her role. So here's a piece of that.
Pretending. Molly, you lied to me. You lied to everyone.
I know what this sounds like. Okay, but let me tell you that Molly's heart was in the right place, and plus this bought her some
Look at her
time to figure out
acting,
how to take the
folks.
pictures of
She's not
her
even saying
Chris.
anything at first. You just look at that.
Katie Peretti. Katie?
Shout out to all of our audio listeners.
Kate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My friend Katie?
Yeah, if you're in the podcast listening to this, I will post this clip on our Facebook page, the Bold
I
Breakdown.
knew that Katie and Henry had been up to something. And so this just proved it. I got proof. Katie confessed the whole thing on high-quality tape. Abigail.
And she's acting with Christina Sisco and Tom Eplin, both legends in the business back in the day.
I'm trying to figure
And if you guys remember,
this
Tom
out. This is
Eplin, this character Jake, was from another world. They actually crossed over some soap things. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
You know, in a way, I guess I should be grateful to Katie
Grateful for what?
for publishing those pictures.
I love them
It brought my
together.
love life to a halt.
They're so good.
I didn't.
So I just want to show that little clip there. Oh, you like As the World Turns? That's right, folks. As the World Turns. She is just such a phenomenal actress. And I just that scene where she's sitting there being reactionary while the other two are talking. I'm like, hello. That's acting, folks. That's acting. So we want Felicia Forrester back on more. Bring her on. Yes, on that show was Katie and Henry, of course, Terry Conn, and the guy who played Henry, Trent Dawson, was on General Hospital. He played a special role recently. I was like, oh my God, it's Henry. Great actor. The show had so many great actors. Martha Byrne and a lot of them are on other soaps now. We have Mara West, who's playing wonderful as Ava on General Hospital. She was Carly on that show. Yeah, she played Lois on GH. So here's a fun fact. Rena Sofer, who plays Quinn, who we're talking about right now, was the original Lois on GH. Monty Connellan came on later and played the recast. So there you go. That's like a nice little fun fact there, a little soap fact. Yes, I did love Luke and Noah, one of the first gay storylines that was popular on television on As the World Turns, yes. Okay. Now on Thursday, we have conversation number 563 between Quinn and Steffi. I was like, where Steffi's pleading to get out of life. Quinn's just like, come on, you're the apple of Eric's eye. You're named after Stephanie. And I like her little thing. She's like, how righteously alone do you want to be? Because she's like, she left her man because of this. And she's just like, she's completely just kind of like, I can't take this anymore. And she's so tunnel vision towards Quinn. And it's like, come on, girl, just let it go. But she's not going to let it go. Not go at all. The Forresters are still talking, and they're all talking. Felicia comes in, so there's Leslie Kay. She pops in. Why are you people letting him marry a crazy person? I love that she came in both barrels. That's what Felicia does. Asked where Kristen was. Zenny was like, yeah. Zenny was like, she's kind of still stalling. I love the relationship between Ridge, Felicia, and Thorne. Those are the original siblings. And just seeing them kid each other and yell at each other and call each other different names. It was so great. And I love what Felicia says to Ridge. You always think you are the head of the family until something goes wrong. It's kind of funny. I love that. But it's just so much fun seeing it. It's like, I love seeing Forresters. I love an umbrella story. I love seeing Forresters. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Then also, Carter shows up. Lawrence St. Victor. We're like, Carter? Where did he come from? So I guess he still works for Erica then, because he was the lawyer who drew up, let me say this correctly, marriage license, where he needs one person to sign, a prenup, and then a power of attorney for emergencies. And Eric was pissed because that was Ridge's suggestion, and Ridge suggested himself be the power of attorney. And there's a little side note, because I was wondering about this. If he dies, because power of attorney is for if you're a living, if you're alive, or something happens, you're in an accident, you're incapacitated. If you die, the will would kick in. So I have to worry about that. So then if he just dies, the will just kicks in and it happens, whatever. Yes, you guys, I understand. He did marry Sheila. Eric did marry Sheila. He likes some crazy women sometimes. Oh, how funny. Yes. Max Brady, yeah, Darren Brooks. I got several clips I can show on him one day. Well, I might do that. But yes, Eric was back talking to Carter was back talking to Eric and getting that all taken care of. And then Zendy brings up it with the family because Felicia wants to talk to her daddy. That there his little tie-in, little network tie-in. Zendy's like, Grandpa will not miss our standing date for our football game. And people are like, well, what's that? And he's like, and he goes, you wouldn't want to miss it. It's Thursday Night Football. It's the Texans versus the Patriots. And then, of course, they're both CBS shows. And just on a side note, the Patriots won that night, and they kicked the Texans' ass. They kicked it. The Texans didn't even score. It was crazy. I forgot what the exact score was, but it was bad. It was bad. I'm a Patriots fan, so it works out for me. So a little tie in there. Eric walks in, sees the whole family, sees Felicia. They get to be reunited. And he asks, who will stand up for me? He goes, well, since your brother's out of the question, because Rick and Ridge are like not against us completely, he asked Thorne. And Thorne decided to do it. So he said he'll be best man, which angered Ridge, of course. Thorne does bring up Mother hasn't been gone that long. And again, the writing is beautiful. Eric says, you could all still measure your lives in decades. That's a really interesting thought. And, for myself, and I don't know if anybody here in the chat room, I'm a little older. As you know, I'm a grandfather of 3. I'm a little older. I'm close to 50. And, yeah, I see things differently now. I see time differently, especially when it comes to dating and stuff. The urgency is a little different than when you're like in your 20s and your 30s. You're like, I got all the time in the world. You start feeling the urgency a little bit and feeling what, especially for guys, because we change, like just kind of how much time, what kind of good years we could have left. And he makes a good point. He's way older. He may not have much time left. And that's not really a morbid thing, just kind of a thing you start thinking differently when you get older. And I like that line. It's a great line. And then when Felicia says, well, you have us, he got a little snippy with it. He goes, when was the last time I saw you in person? I was like, he's like, even he said, oops. I was kind of like, well, it's the truth. It's kind of the truth. They ain't around all the time. They all have their own lives. Now it's his point. Eric's point, this whole storyline has been like, Eric's so lonely. Well, in one way, yes, he was lonely. But in another way, it was like, he has to move on with his life. And if he finds love again, it's harder to date people when you get older. Please trust me. It's not as easy as when you're younger because everything's very different. Your sphere of reference is different. You don't go out to the clubs or anything. It's a whole different thing that happens. And so I feel what he's saying. I get it. That's how I get it. Why was I waiting for someone to say bye, Felicia? Oh my God. Okay, Michelle D. So I didn't do that. That's too obvious. You can do that. Okay, Steffi, of course, returns to everybody and kind of says, and she actually says, Quinn sees us very clearly. She knows where we stand. It's not, we got said it 100,000 times. So at this point, it's nothing saying. She goes, she thinks we won't cross certain lines. So Thursday's episode really set up for Friday. Because she was like, she thinks that we won't cross certain lines, and Rich goes, we have to cross those lines then. Quinn signs the prenup, because she's like, I'm not here for the money. When she signed the prenup, it was no, I was like, I get it. I think she really does love Eric, and he represents something to her. And she did say, which was a very girl power, feminist moment, can't believe she said it, I know how to make my own money. So I'm not with you for the money. I can do it myself. Once you know how to make money, you're okay. You can survive. And I thought, that's a great line. This writing is getting good. I was like, okay. For the 8,000 times they have Steffi talk to Quinn, which gets my nerves, then these kind of conversations, other ones, they're so good. And of course, Friday was the wedding day. And Ivy was there for Quinn. And of course, Rena Silver, who plays Quinn, looks so beautiful. I love the dress. I love the long hair. I loved all of that. It was really pretty. Charlie and Pam were there, which I was like, oh, they're there, helping out with like the setups and the catering and all that. And I was like, okay. The whole family, meanwhile, wanted to go. They were all dressed. Everybody looked nice. They were all dressed. And they felt weird. Well, Stephanie and Ridge, of course, were like, no. But everybody else felt weird because they were like, they really didn't want to hurt him because he kept showing Eric so excited. He went all out to Forrester House. Flowers everywhere, catering, everything. He's so excited with the family to come. His faith in the family is going to happen. They mentioned that Brooke and RJ couldn't make it. I'm like, really? You couldn't pay for 2 more people to be there to be in this situation. RJ's a Forrester. Brooke's an ex-wife and mother of some of his children. I'm like, really? Bridget couldn't make it for work. And Father Murphy. was played by Perez Hilton. I actually had to look at I had to go back and look at it again. I was like, is that Perez Hilton? Like, geez, really? Is that Perez Hilton? That's kind of crazy. Kind of weird. But he played very straight-laced. Wasn't anything crazy. He did a good job acting on there. Pam is like, he's so happy. She calls Ridge. We're just like, get out of there. You gotta leave. Get out of there. And I felt bad for Eric, and I just really felt bad. Wyatt was with the Forresters, saying that he's going to stand behind his wife, which I think he's dumb. That's my whole thing over there. But Ridge still believes if no one shows up, that he won't really marry Quinn. Meanwhile, Eric talks to Stephanie's portrait, of course. That portrait just stares down. It's kind of crazy. Ivy says her dad sends her his regrets, which, of course, that's Eric's brother. The point that really got to me was when Eric said they're not here. She's about to start to walk down the aisle. And Quinn walks down the aisle, and the look on her face, the acting was just really beautiful when she did this. The look on her face when she came all the way down, the smile went away, and she realized, she stopped in her tracks, actually. It was just like, wow. There's really nobody here. And I felt she felt really bad for Eric. I think for her, she can give two craps, almost cussed, 2 craps about this wedding, if they came or not. But she knew he wanted him there. And it's like the way her face just dropped. It just completely did it. And then she walked to the front, and they start to say the words, and Father Murphy, starts saying the words, and basically she stops the wedding and says, I'm not worth it. You're losing your family. I'm not worth it. And that was the cliffhanger. And I was just like, wow. That actually, I mean, they have to get married. They have to get married. I like the turn that's happening, folks. I knew it would be just like ABC, Brooke marries Bill, gets 12%, everybody's good. It has to be some complication. I couldn't see them bringing Eric and Quinn together for a minute and then breaking them up. Just wasn't I couldn't see that happening. So, but it was such a good, I like this week. This week was really good. I really enjoyed it. And I feel bad for Eric. I think and you guys are saying it too in the chat room, we all feel bad for Eric. I think next week, this week, should be very interesting. It's going to pick up right at the wedding. So we may have a new matriarch in the family, you guys. We just may. And that was a week that was in The Bold and the Beautiful. Like I said, it wasn't really a big, huge, lots of different things week. It was only just basically the one big storyline of Forresters, which I can see all day long. Give me more Forresters, give me more Forresters, give me more Forresters, of course. Follow us on the Bold and Beautiful, the Bold Breakdown Facebook page. Like us, share us with all the groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there that are Bold and Beautiful related, and many of you guys do follow the show. Thank you so much for sharing our stuff. But please continue to share it out there. Get the numbers. I think we're close to 700 at this point. Thank you so much for that. Use the hashtag The Bold Breakdown on Twitter using my handle, James Lott. I'm at James Lott Jr., and Jr. is spelled out. And you guys always send things to me and talk to me about during the week. Continue doing that. I will talk back with you. Thank you to AfterBuzz TV, and I will see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.